What's going on, guys? Welcome to a 11 p.m. Friday night stream. If you guys are part of the Discord chat, you knew I was going live for a while now. Hopefully you watched the Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady UFC 281 video where I give my early prediction on the fight and I talk about Khamzat Chimaev versus Colby Covington, but I figure I'll throw it in the title here. French fries, what's going on? Long time no see. Kane, what's going on? About time. Sinister, what's going on? The members are the loyal watchers of the chat. I'm hoping to be as cringy as possible for Kane today. Apparently he likes cringy MMA discussion. And he also likes to be publicly humiliated. So we'll try that on today's live stream. And then maybe at the end we'll just ban him from the channel completely. I'm kidding. But anyway, what's going on, guys? Fill the chat with questions. I have no idea. This could be a 30-minute stream. This could be a 6-hour stream. I don't know. We'll be going live tomorrow for the fights, which I have no idea what time the fights are on tomorrow, so I better check. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? Nothing's working right for me right now. View the fight card. 9 p.m. Eastern for the main card. 6 p.m. Eastern for the prelims. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably go live, I'll say 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Roughly. We'll see. Oh my god, I'm getting spam comments on this on the video. I hate these dumb spam comments I'll be getting in the videos. But anyway, guys, like the stream, share the stream, all that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me pull up these comments to delete them. And now literally nothing's been working. I've been trying to go live, actually trying to set it up for the last 20 minutes, and it has not worked. Like, nothing's loading right. Everything's fine with my internet. I have a hardline connection now, and I haven't had any issues since then. The new video's doing okay. It's not doing great. It's not doing terrible. But it is what it is. So I'm just going to go back to that. I guess maybe we'll throw this up. We'll see if I can get this autograph. Oh, no, I put that up wrong. There we go. We'll see. I think that should still work. I guess that only works when I'm in OBS. It doesn't work with StreamYard. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. But, guys, if you want me to get the Marlon Vera autograph, hold on. This is better this way. Flash King, Sean O'Malley, and put it in my background. There you go. There's the donation right there. I just put a random time. I'll adjust that later if I can. But, we'll see. We'll see if we get some donations tonight, and I'm going to buy it. So, there you go. Yeah, should I put the picture up? I don't know if I want to have the picture up the whole time. There's what it looks like, guys. I hate having too much stuff all over the stream. There's some people out there that stream about MMA, and they just got shit all over the screen 24/7. They got fake backgrounds, just stuff all over the place, you know, outdated graphics, all this garbage type of stuff. I don't ever want to be a stream that has all this crazy stuff all over the stream. I'm already kind of not liking the ticker. I'm about to get rid of the ticker. I don't know if I like the ticker or not, you know, so it might be something. I'm always looking to drastically improve the channel at any period in time. But who knows? Who knows what I'm liable to do? I'm liable. Let me see this real quick. Yeah, look, I might just get rid of everything. I just might straight up get rid of everything. There you go. There you go. I don't know. I'll stick with this for a little bit. What's up? Always slapping. Always with the compliments, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you find me sexy. Always slapping. Khamzat will get the title shot next. I really can't see him fighting Colby. Colby not taking the fight. I would tend to agree with you. I don't think Colby's taking that fight. What's up, Fighthead? What's up, guys? Al Ben. It's a fetish of yours? Oh, watching cringy MMA discussion. We going long. Stream till 4. Yeah, stream till 4K. I was kidding about that in the members Discord. We are at 3,823 subscribers. So we are 177 subscribers away. If you're not, oh, I don't think this is there on this one. Is it? No, it's not on this one. So I can't even put that up there. But if you're not, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. Finally caught a stream. Yeah, where have you been, homework? Have you been doing homework? Is that what's going on here? Let's get those likes up. Yes, yes, yes. The picture. Okay, yeah, I might throw it back on there. Are you calling out the MMA holes? No. Why? Am I describing them? Is that them? I don't know. So I'm not calling out anyone. So what I do on this channel specifically, and you know, some people may differ. Some people may like to do it a different way. I like to discuss MMA on this channel, and I don't like to try to demean or talk down to anyone else, especially other channels, to try to get my clout up. So I'm just here chilling, talking to you guys about the channel, talking about MMA, enjoying ourselves, and just discussing what I like, what I don't like, what I'm trying to do with my channel. And if that, you know, that has to do with, if that description matches anything else, then it may just match another channel. I don't know. Rumble Johnson versus Yuri Prohaska, both in their primes. Samson, were you not here yesterday? Were you not here yesterday? Rumble Johnson brutally KOs Yuri Prohaska if Rumble Johnson is in his prime. Are you excited for the Sean Brady fight? Yes, I like the matchup. It's not one of those fights that you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a barn burner. I can't wait. It's going to be a crazy wild fight. It's a fight I'm looking forward to. It's two high-level welterweights, both guys ranked in the top 10. Gives us some information about Belal. Gives us some information about Sean Brady. It's a good test for Sean Brady. He's been begging for a top 5 opponent. He deserves it. He's getting it. And I'm curious to see what he looks like against a guy like Belal Muhammad. What's up, Tommy? What's going on, Tommy? Been busy. How are you, though? I am good, Homework. I'm glad to see you back. I'm sorry that you've been so busy. You haven't been around. Speaking of other channels, we're talking about other channels. I always ask you guys, what other MMA channels do you love? I always ask that, right? I'm not asking you that right now. Answer me this. Put in the chat, what other MMA channels do you hate? And let me know why, too. What other MMA channels do you hate? That you're like, I'm never watching that channel again. I'm curious. And why? Poirier versus Chandler prediction. I feel like I've answered this question about 75 times, but I'm going to answer it for you again, Samson. I got Dustin Poirier. Michael Chandler's a little bit chinny. Stamina is suspicious. I think Poirier survives the early onslaught and then beats up Chandler in the later rounds. The way Chandler looked in the third round against Gaethje, Dustin Poirier is putting him away. What's going on beside you? We must have sent 1,000 messages today in Discord. I know, crazy for a dead Discord, supposedly. Now that you're live, can I put you on the spot? Do you really think Belal and Brady are even on the feet? I don't know. I think neither one of them are particularly good. That's why it's an early prediction, man. I got to go back and watch them both strike. But probably, I don't know, man. That's why I got to dig deeper when it gets closer. Should the winner of Brady and Belal fight Khamzat Chimaev? No. But maybe. I guess if he doesn't have a fight. Hermansson probably thought Till is a bum, easy win. Now he's going to get KO'd by Curtis. I agree. It'd be hilarious. I hate any MMA news channel that uses text-to-speech. I didn't even know that existed. So, I never heard of it. I've never seen it. I don't search a lot for MMA content at all. I just look up the channels you guys tell me to look up. I love the Mixed Martial Arts Academy. He is the greatest MMA documentary centered on mental aspect of MMA. Joe, you got to check him out. Mixed Martial Arts Academy. Never heard of it. That's interesting. Best documentaries centered on the mental aspect. Okay. I haven't been watching MMA content at all lately, and I've been missing some UFC fights here and there. Got to start watching again. That's crazy, Homework. That's crazy, man. I hope you get back into it. And make time for it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I couldn't imagine at one point Homework missing any MMA fights, any UFC fights for that matter. So hopefully, after this stream, you get back on it. Another one is the fighting business. I know I seen your Chris Curtis replacing Darren Till, and I got to watch the recent one on Belal Sean. It's actually Mixed Martial Academy. Okay, I said Mixed Martial Arts Academy. Makes sense. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look that up eventually and see what's going on. Yeah. But yeah, guys, after the stream, if you haven't checked it out, watch my new video, Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady announced for UFC 281. What's next for Khamzat Chimaev? I wish I could delete this dumb spam comment that I have on the video. Okay, now it's let me into the comments. Report unwanted commercial content or spam. Delete it. Good. Rate tomorrow's UFC fight card. They got some fun fights on the card. It's hard for me to rate a fight night card, so I'm used to rating pay-per-views. But let me pull it up real quick. It's easier to pull up. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I just saw that. I'll get to that in 1 second, my friend. Oh my! Now the website ain't working. This is ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Tomorrow's card for a fight night card, I give it a solid C+. I think it has some quality fights on it. It's not stacked. It has some interesting contenders, and the main event is really solid. I give it like a C+. Jesse on Fire is good when it comes to all the MMA drama. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Will Darren Till ever fight again? He's always... Why? That's just popping up now. Let's go back to this. Let's see if it updated. Look, guys, it updated. MP Music donated 4.49 pounds. Appreciate you, man. It's going towards my Marlon Vera autograph. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to UFC London. I think Curtis will stuff Hermansson's takedowns and probably get the TKO. It's his big break, so I'm hoping he can pull it off. I am hoping very much to MP Music. And I'm also hoping to interview him in the next few days, early next week at the latest. I'm hoping to do another interview with Chris Curtis. So keep an eye out on the channel. No promises. I don't know. He's busy. So I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to harass him for interviews. He's trying to train for a short notice fight. So no promises, but I'm going to try to get him on for an interview. So, will Darren Till ever fight again? He's always injured. Yes, he will fight again. But I don't know when, but there's always an injury. And thanks again, MP, for the super chat, the 4.49 pound holla. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. I talk about this every stream, every time I get a donation, but it's mind blowing to me. You guys are sending me money to support the channel. Like the fact that you guys are sending your hard earned money, it means a lot. You know, every dollar counts. What's up, Keep Out? Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you. If you were a fighter, who would be the top 3 fights you would want to fight for a money fight? I mean, I guess it depends what division I was in. But if I can switch around, you know, jump around the different divisions, I guess I would go... Biggest fight I would want right now would probably be Conor. Second biggest fight would be John Jones. Third biggest fight, I guess maybe Khamzat Chimaev. If I'm looking for big money fights, that's what I'm going with right there. So, but dude, I'm hyped for you going to UFC London, by the way, too. Is Darren Till a bust? Yes. He doesn't even have any real quality wins, to be honest. It sucks. I like Darren Till quite a bit. He's always taking tough fights, but he's always pulling out injured, and that's not his fault necessarily. It's disappointing to see, regardless of the reason. Joey, now that the first fight has been set up for UFC 281 Abu Dhabi, I just hope Islam or Khamzat make it to the 281 card. I hope both of them make it to the card. Does this mean Burns will likely get George? That's what I'm thinking, or they're doing George versus McGregor. Is it hard to find true MMA fans where you live and work around? I do not know any true MMA fans outside of myself. So, I mean, I don't know any true MMA fans from, you know, day-to-day life is what I'm getting at. Outside of the channel, no. That's why the members Discord is a great place to be. We're in there every single day. It's liver than ever, discussing MMA, discussing recent fight announcements. I'm vlogging as I'm walking through my house on the Discord. All different types of behind the scenes stuff. You guys know when I'm going live. You can message me directly, ask me different questions if you want. The members Discord for $3 a month, and you get a bunch of other benefits as well. Link is in the description. If you need friends to talk MMA, you have friends, but you don't have MMA friends, the Discord is the place to be. I'll definitely be watching. I'm glad. Keep an eye out for it. No promises. Yeah, Curtis, a beast for taking that short notice main event. Dude will have 4 fights in the UFC. 3 of them will be on short notice. He took Phil Halls on short notice. He took Brendan Allen on short notice. And now he's taking Jack Hermansson on short notice. And it sounds crazy. I said it in my video. If he beats Jack Hermansson, he's arguably 1 fight away from a title shot. I know that sounds crazy because, okay, well, he's not in the rankings now. He's going to win 1 fight. And then he's going to the division. Adesanya's lapped everyone, like it or not. If Adesanya beats Pereira, who's left? Let's say Chris Curtis beats Jack Hermansson, then gets another fight in the top 5. And in the meantime, Adesanya beats Pereira. Maybe finishes him, whatever, decisions him, whatever. Who else is available that Adesanya hasn't already beat? The only other hope would be Luke Rockhold if he beats Paulo Costa. If Paulo Costa beats Luke Rockhold, which I suspect he will, because I don't trust the chin, there's no one else available. So say Chris Curtis goes out there and knocks off Jack Hermansson, and then maybe he gets a fight with, I don't know, Robert Whittaker, or, you know, I doubt they would do Robert Whittaker or Vittori. They'd probably match him up against somebody else who maybe could kind of make their way. Let's say Paulo Costa wins against Rockhold. They match him up with Paulo Costa. That's a tough matchup for sure. And he wins that fight. I think he goes for a title. Honestly, that sounds crazy, but I know because he just came in the UFC like 8 months ago. If you were okay, I'm telling you, Petrosian will KO Kai. I bet Kai by decision last fight. I know he's not ready. Okay. Does Chandler beat RDA or Fiziev? No. Definitely not Fiziev. I'm very high on Fiziev. When I first started this channel, someone asked me, who are some contenders that you could see being a champion in the future? Fiziev, I believe, was unranked at the time, and I said Rafael Fiziev. It's on live stream somewhere on the channel. And I believe he was unranked at the time. Let's see. Let's see where he was at. Rafael Fiziev. Rafael. I'm trying to remember. So let's see. It would have been UFC. It would have been in between the Moicano and Bobby Green fights. I said that. So there you go. Would you rather hang out with Conor or John Jones for a night? I don't know. Either one of them are bound to get me arrested. I'll say Conor. I think he'd be funnier to hang out with. So, what does Curtis have to do to beat Jack? Stuff the takedowns. That's the key to victory. I think Jack Hermansson is a better striker than Rodolfo Vieira. Rodolfo Vieira is just primarily a grappler, where Jack Hermansson is kind of well-rounded. The striking isn't great, though. But if Chris Curtis can stuff the takedowns, I think he will win the fight. I think he'll outstrike him. But it's going to be tough. I mean, luckily it's not a main event, so it's not 5 rounds. Because then there would be some questions there about potential stamina issues. How would they hold up? I'd probably still take him in a 5-rounder, though. Because Jack Hermansson gets super sloppy as the fight goes on looking for takedowns. But Jack doesn't have god-awful striking. I just think Chris has the edge in the striking department. He has great takedown defense. It's ever improving. We've seen that against Rodolfo Vieira. And I think he stuffs the takedowns and he wins the fight. If he doesn't stuff the takedowns, that's going to be tough for him to win. So if Chris Curtis gets a title shot, we'll buy a Tesla. Okay, well, hopefully you buy a Tesla. I would love Curtis versus Costa, but Costa fights once a year, which sucks. Agreed. I saw a little bit of Volk versus Max. It is true. Volk completely out. Is it true? Volk? Yes. Volk beat the brakes off of him. Screw Costa's a bum. Volk, I disagree on that one. Volk is just too damn good, I thought. Volk is just too damn good, I thought. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me exit. I already have like 65 tabs open, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of them. Don't need that. Let me actually go check something out real quick. Mute that. Okay, there we go. I'm good. Does anyone get dropped if Colby versus Khamzat happen? Yes, I'll say Colby gets dropped. Alex or Habib, who has the bigger legacy so far? I don't know. I had to look deeper into that. I lean Habib, but honestly, I might be Alex at this point. Alex versus Prime Conor at 145. Alex definitely wins, in my opinion. I was hoping for Hermansson versus Muniz. Yeah, I don't think Muniz is going to take that. Who would have won Khabib versus GSP? GSP would have jabbed his face off. O'Malley versus the King of Cringe. What about it, my friend? Do you want to see it or do you not want to see it? What happened? I don't know what we're talking about. I want Volk to stay in featherweight and just dominate. I hope he does too. Who is most likely to become champ in each weight class? Who is most likely to become champ in each weight class? That's not currently champion. Brandon Moreno, Piotr Jan. No one at featherweight. I'll say Arnold Allen, Charles Oliveira. Technically, it's a vacant belt right now. Khamzat Chimaev, Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev, and Johnny Bones Jones. There you go. I answered your question, my friend. I answered every single weight class for you. Let's make sure this is good. No. Is Nate Diaz really so desperate to leave that he's willing to fight? Yes, he accepted a fight against Khamzat before. Yes, I don't think the UFC wants him to leave particularly. Who's your favorite and least favorite fighter of all time? Favorite fighter of all time, probably Anderson Silva or Robbie Lawler. Least favorite fighter of all time? I don't know. I'll throw Tony Kelly out there. I find him incredibly annoying the way he's acted. Thank God he's off the roster. But there's probably other ones. Alexander Volkanovski versus Michael Chandler prediction. I take Volkanovski by decision. Joey, do you see Alex Pereira beating Izzy again, then losing to Marvin LMFAO? Could very well happen. Could very well happen. I'll say maybe. But if Pereira wins, they're going to give Adesanya a rematch. Do you think Khamzat can beat Marty? Yes, I do. Anyone that can stuff the takedowns can pull it off. Just watch the Pedro Munoz O'Malley video you posted. Makes sense that the jab from O'Malley caused one eye injury and the eye poke after that then injured the other eye, leaving both eyes disabled. Thank you for being a reasonable human being. Other people are saying Pedro got punched in the eye and that's why he quit. He got punched. O'Malley stopped him. Horse shit. O'Malley simps. O'Malley simps are saying that. It's all over Instagram. O'Malley's posting about it. I stopped him with a right hand to the eye that wasn't stopped for. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to say, okay, O'Malley's posting a video of him punching him in the left eye. The fight was stopped because of an injury to the right eye. So therefore, O'Malley's punch is the reason the fight was stopped. You have to be an O'Malley simp to say that. You have to be an O'Malley brain dead cult-like following to say that. Any reasonable person can see what I was saying in the video, and I believe that to be the case the entire time. But people see an eye swollen shut. Well, wait a second, that's the wrong eye. How do you know that's the eye with the injury? That couldn't be an eye that couldn't be a different eye that was injured. That's not the same eye that was the fight was stopped for. So I don't know, but thank you for seeing that. What's up, MMA Joey? Do you think Nate Diaz should fight for his last fight? If I had to choose, I am taking Tony Ferguson for that one. If you had to take one punch from either Alex Pereira or Francis, I'll take Alex Pereira. Sean O'Malley is your least favorite fighter, don't lie. Nope. I will let you know when I'm ready to say I hate O'Malley, because he's slowly creeping there, believe me. I definitely dislike O'Malley, but I don't hate O'Malley by any means. I find his fans incredibly annoying. His cult-like following simps, incredibly annoying. But by no means do I hate O'Malley. But I think a couple more fights like this where, you injure a guy and then you're claiming victory, it makes me start to feel a certain way just because it's incredibly distasteful. I really don't like Jeremy Stephens because of what, happened in the Yair fight. No, I mix that up every single time. I'm wrong. The reason I keep mixing that up, Stephens pushed Jakar close and injured him and then basically talked shit about him afterwards. I don't like Jeremy Stephens because of that. Then I don't really like Yair because Yair poked Jeremy Stephens in the eye and then said, "Oh, he couldn't continue. He wanted out. The fight was only 10 seconds old when he got poked." So I can't stand stuff like that all the time. So I'm creeping there. One more performance and one more like weird narrative after the fight again. I'll tell you this, I'm definitely rooting against him. I was rooting for him against Pedro just because I thought he'd make the division more fun. I want Pedro to beat the brakes off him in a rematch if it happens. Where everything is now, do you expect O'Malley to be matched up as if he beat Pedro? Or does he fight a legit prospect? I don't know, man. I think the UFC wants to baby him. And I don't think the UFC trust him to get the job done against a lot of these top guys after the performance against Pedro. I'm not saying the performance against Pedro was bad, but it wasn't particularly confidence inspiring. I think if the UFC does not book him against Munoz, I think they give him Rob Font. I think Rob Font is the most winnable fight for him in the top 10. In the top 10, Rob Font. It's still an interesting fight. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying it's an easy win by any means. But I think that's what would happen. But I think they might make the rematch. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good is Conor's chin? I'll say an 8. Is Marvin Vettori's stand-up game underrated? Probably, yes. Joey, why is Pedro looking for a way out? I never thought the dude would be a quitter. Yeah, good one. Made it to the stream earlier. What's up, Joshua Andrews? I just don't like how Sean was two-faced about the eye poke. I know. You know, hugging up with Pedro, blah, 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 and now he's making his life a living hell. There's only one fight on UFC 281, and it's Brady Belal. UFC, get your shit together. It's 3 months away, dude. Give it a rest. I got a tough one for you. Burns versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'll take Shavkat. I'm very high on Shavkat. Patty or O'Malley, choose your worst. Patty's definitely worse than O'Malley for sure, as far as skill wise. I don't know Joey's most overrated fighter, but I know he thinks Conor's featherweight run was overrated. I think it's one of the best ever. How? His featherweight run was his only good win at featherweight was against Jose Aldo. He beat Chad Mendes on 1 week notice. Outside of that, he beat a far cry from what they are today in Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. Doesn't count. Doesn't count towards the resume. He got a title shot off of beating Dennis Seaver. Dennis Seaver. You don't even know who he is probably at this point. The Max win and the Dustin Poirier win literally mean nothing. They're meaningless. At the time he beat them, they're meaningless. They were not that good. So I don't see why people say, "Oh, those were great wins." Those were great wins. Let's look at where Dustin Poirier was at that time in his career. I thought Dustin was going to beat him, by the way. Don't get me wrong. But let's take a look. So he beat Dustin the Diamond Poirier back in... Where was this at? It's got to be here somewhere. Conor McGregor. He beat him back at 178. I mean, this is at a point where Dustin hasn't beaten anyone. He lost to Cub Swanson. He lost to Chan Sung Jung. He lost to Danny Castillo. That's a little bit of a ways away. That's 4 years before. Even after the fact. You know, he had some decent wins after the fact. Then he lost to Michael Johnson. Got KO'd by Michael Johnson. So Michael Johnson has a better win over Dustin Poirier than Conor McGregor does. So, no. Stop it. Yeah, makes sense, Joey. If you go, both eyes were injured. He got poked. For him to end the fight, if he can't see, there's nothing he can do. Exactly. Maybe I'm wrong. I only seen it once, but I thought Pedro was winning. I thought Pedro was clearly winning as well. Who's the most overrated fighter in each of the top 5 rankings of each division? I have no clue, bro. And for some reason, this website is not working. Most overrated in the top 5 of flyweight? I don't think anyone really is. I guess Askar. Top 5 of bantamweight? I'll say Aljo. Top 5 at featherweight? Definitely Max. I mean, they were acting like he was going to beat the brakes off Volk, but I mean, Max is still elite of the elite. Lightweight? Probably Islam, because Islam hasn't beaten anyone yet, so I consider him overrated. I don't mean they're not good, but just people rate them higher than they probably should. Welterweight? I don't know. I mean, I don't think any of these guys are overrated at welterweight. They're all elite of the elite. Middleweight? Probably Cannonier at sitting at number 2, while Kelvin Gastelum's at number 11, and Kelvin Gastelum arguably beat him. Light heavyweight, I guess maybe Glover. Heavyweight, definitely tied to Avasa. Dude almost got finished by Greg Hardy. Who's okay? Thoughts on Khamzat fighting someone unranked at 85 if he wins? Maybe out of sight. Now, I don't want to see him fight someone unranked at 185. I think that's dumb. Sean is one fence grab away from him being your least favorite in the sport. Dude, if he starts grabbing the fence, I'll tell you, I'll hate him. Imagine he grabs the fence to get an advantageous position to get a finish. Ooh, that would grind my gears. Oh, he was definitely trolling about first one to finish Pedro. But doesn't make it any less annoying that his cult-like following. So, I mean, Sean O'Malley's not watching my videos. I'm not saying these certain things to troll Sean O'Malley, but some of the things that I say it just to get a rise out of his cult-like following. And what I say is facts. Facts. But I'm just kind of saying it with, in a way that kind of particularly gets the O'Malley cultist butthurt. What fight are you hyped most for next card? The main event, Fiziev versus RDA, if that's what you're saying. He beat Max as well. Lucky win against Aldo at that. And Dustin, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Connor hater, apparently, according to Roy. Well, get out of here, Roy. The Cerrone fight and Dustin fight were valid, though you can't... What? Hold on, wait. The Cerrone fight? Dude, I can't even acknowledge that. I'm going to pass that. Not even. Connor, super fun to watch, but his run was overrated. Agreed 100%. Do you see Doi Hoi Choi having any kind of future? He said he was returning better than ever. Tough to say, man. It's tough to say. Maybe, but probably not, honestly. His fight style is pretty crazy. How many top 5 175 fighters can Colby Covington currently beat? I think he beats Belal. I don't think he beats Usman. I don't think he beats Leon. I don't think he beats Khamzat. I think he could beat Gilbert, but I doubt it. So 1. I think he beats Belal. But, so there you go. We need a Gaethje Poirier rematch. That was one of the most anticipated fights at 155. Think about it. Michael Johnson KO'd Poirier and Gaethje KO'd Michael Johnson and Poirier. Okay. All that MMA math. Let's say Derek Lewis beat Ty. Who would have UFC gave him after a win versus Ty? I have no clue. Maybe Tom Aspinall, probably. Nick versus Colby and Nate versus Chimaev. Stop it. Hey, how's it going? Okay, that's a weird message, Matt. I don't know what that means, but you're weird. You didn't think Connor's fight back versus Cerrone wasn't impressive. Hold on. What are you trying to say? I don't even know what you're trying to say, dude. That fight was garbage. Cerrone was going to lose that fight, no doubt in my mind. I mean, that was a tune-up fight for Conor McGregor. Do you think Carla successfully ducks Weili? No way. They'll strip her if she refuses to fight Weili. They're gonna strip her and they'll make Weili versus somebody else, Marina Rodriguez or something, for the title. So we will make old switcheroo. Back to this now. Guys, if you're watching the channel and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. Hopefully people find the channel from the video they're watching right now. If they're watching the new Belal versus Sean Brady video, which is doing okay. It's not doing great. It's not doing bad. What was your favorite welterweight fight? Robbie Lawler versus Roy McDonald Till. New MMA fan, what fighters are most fan friendly to be my favorites? I only know Conor McGregor and Yuri Prohaska, Alexander Volkanovski, Khamzat Chimaev, Israel. I'm kidding. Davison Figueiredo, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje. I think that covers it pretty well. Vicente Luque. Uh, do you think Jorge will always be a fighter that can sneak a top 5 contender fight no matter how much of a skid he's on? Probably. Most likely. I miss the Cerrone glory days when he was a beast for real. I know, I never forget that combination against Rick Story. The 100% want Weili to be champ because China's a huge market for them. Fair enough. Is Jorge Masvidal a money fight for someone like Burns? Probably slightly. I don't know, though. Wins Polyana Viana's next fight? No clue. Why did Conor change his wide karate stance to more orthodox? Training too much boxing, I guess. That would be my guess. Why did Conor change his? Okay, I already read that. I don't know how I read that twice. I guess because it moved up a little bit. My favorite middleweight fight is no doubt Izzy versus Romero. Yeah, you got it. If you haven't seen Israel Adesanya versus Joel Romero, go back and watch that fight. If it's on pay-per-view, just pay for it. I mean, that was an absolute barn burner, back and forth action, huge stakes on the line, championship fight. Crowd was roaring, amazing fight all the way through. I'm trolling, I'm kidding. Don't do it. What's the best MMA gym you think? I don't know. I constantly forget who's at what gym. That's something I need to work on. So I don't know. Tony Kelly's the most fan favorite fighter to watch. Yeah. I heard they loved him in Austin. Good old Izzy. Well, Weili versus Marina is the fight I want to see the most at 115. Straight up fireworks. I think Weili out-grapples her easily, though. But that's the fight I would like to see. What happened to Colby was mocking Khamzat saying, Khamzat Chimaev. Then after Gilbert Burns' fight, now he's dead silent. Yeah, it's awfully funny. It's awfully funny how Colby Covington, since Khamzat beat Gilbert Burns, has been radio silent. He does not want that fight. I'm telling you right now, Colby Covington does not want that fight. At all. At all. Do you think Max Holloway's ever going to fight for a title again? Maybe. It all depends. It all depends what Volk does. If Volk goes up, Max can fight for a title again. Do you want to see Conor versus Paulie? No. Imagine if Yuri versus Glover rematch ends in a draw. That would be insane. Yeah, I think they would move on after that. How good did Conor look in the second fight versus Dustin in the first round? Seems like he rocked Dustin a lot. I think he looked okay. I thought he was going to win that fight. But I thought he looked okay. I don't think he rocked him. He tagged him a couple times, but rocked him, I guess maybe you could say he rocked him. I don't know. I mean, he landed a couple good shots. I wouldn't say he looked incredible. I think he looked okay. Burns needs to get a good matchup next fight. He's ready to bang and put on a show for the crowd. Yeah, supposedly he might fight Masvidal next. Does Glover to share a fight before the end of the year? No. Max Holloway's washed. I disagree. My favorite fight in heavyweight was Mark Hunt versus Bigfoot Silva. Yeah, that was crazy. The Glover fight Yuri had probably be his only hard fight. He has Joey, that old man, went down trying so hard. It was incredible. As long as he keeps winning, Prohaska or Chuck Liddell in his prime, who wins? I'll say Chuck Liddell. Top 5 most attractive fighters. I don't know, Craig. I have no idea. Craig, I'm sorry. You let me know. You let me know who you think are the top 5 most attractive fighters, and I'll let you know what I think of it. Conor only landed a clean on Poirier once or twice in the third fight. He'd do way better in the second fight. Okay. You should take in calls to upgrade your podcast like the radio show back in the day. Eventually, I probably will through the members Discord, but right now I still got to work that out. So that's something. Eventually, as I grow the channel, I'm gonna do like call-ins from members on Discord. So, but I like Colby. He needs to fight a top contender. I would like to see him, but he's not going to. He's going to wait around and hope to talk himself into a title shot. Do you think Mayweather fight ruined Conor's MMA career? Probably. Is there a chance they do Islam versus Chandler for the title? Yes, there's always a chance, but I refuse to believe it happens. Be honest, how do you really see Jorge Burns going down? I personally see Jorge rocking him once, then Burns sits on him for the rest of the fight. I could see Jorge putting him out, but I could also see Burns just out-grappling him the entire fight. So it's 50-50. I'd probably pick Burns out-grappling him. What's your favorite Yuri fight of all time? It's got to be the Glover fight. I mean, come on now. Do you think Patty could ever be champion? You never know because he's still young, but no, I doubt it. Julianna Pena. Okay, no. What was your scorecard? Usman versus Colby too. I don't remember, but I had Usman winning. I don't remember my scorecard. I thought Usman won. I thought it was pretty clear. But when I went back and watched it, it was closer than I remembered. I remember that. So that's the best I can do for you. But yeah, it's crazy to even think. I mean, it's coming. I mean, I know this is a bit of an exaggeration, but it's coming up on a year since that fight. That's insane. Does Dominic Reyes have a future in the UFC? Yes, he has a future, but it's not very bright. I don't think he fights for a title again. But, and you never know. The light heavyweight division isn't like super talent rich like bantamweight, so you never know. It's funny, we're getting a lot of new names in the chat tonight. Is everyone who's in here who's a new name in the chat, are you subscribed? If not, go subscribe. Help me get to 4,000. I do these streams all the time, so you might as well subscribe anyway. How well would Paulo do at 205? I think he would have some success. I don't think he'd be champion. Alish versus Islam, Khamzat versus Colby, Brady versus Belal. Come on, Uncle Dana, just do it in Abu Dhabi. That'd be amazing. What's up, Casual Gamer? What do you think about Izzy and Alex in November, the annual MSG card? Makes the most sense for the UFC to sell out that fight. I like that idea. I mean, Izzy, it's not like he took a lot of damage against Cannonier. So I would like that. I think that's a great idea. And throw questions in the chat, guys. If you haven't thrown questions in the chat, throw them in the chat. If Dustin fights Chandler, I can see the boxing touching Chandler's paper mache chin. Yeah, that's what I think. I favor Dustin to win that fight. Stamina, Chandler's a little bit chinny. That's my assessment of the fight. Max Holloway should just stay at 145 and hope that Volk moves up. Yeah, I think it's time for him to get a new look. Maybe BJ Penn can join his team and help him train. Yeah, he can do the tiptoeing thing. I noticed the new names in the chat too. Yeah, I guess a bunch of people are finding the stream tonight. There you go. Is it just me, or does following UFC cards make time go past so fast? I literally remember being in your stream talking about Jorge versus Colby right after 273. Now it's the middle of July. I know. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Kane says, consider being a member. Yeah, Kane knows all about it. The membership, it's $3. I mean, it's the best $3 you'll ever spend in your life. We got a great community, members-only Discord, loyalty badges next to your name, custom emojis. Become a member of the channel. It's $3 and it's worth every last penny. Take Kane's word for it. The link is in the description, but I'll also post it in the chat. And you'll pop up on the chat, highlight it as well. Would Colby Khamzat be 5 rounds? I would want it to be 5 rounds, but I don't know. It depends what card it was on. Do you think the rumors of Khabib coming back is true? No, I don't think Khabib ever comes back. But I love it. What weaknesses do you see in Alex Pereira's striking game, if any? I don't really see a lot of weaknesses. But I guess volume, if I had to say, there's not a whole lot of volume. But I don't see a lot of weaknesses. But I'm not some striking expert. But I'm really interested in that fight. That fight is super compelling. Who do you have, Belal or Brady? I'm taking Belal. What weaknesses? Okay, read that. Host a viewers MMA tournament like tough to be co-host. But what do they got? How do they compete against each other? What is Dustin's chin nowadays? It literally becomes Diaz low. It's literally become Diaz. I disagree. Is welterweight the hardest of all weights in the UFC? Maybe, or bantamweight. My buddy sent it. I hate MMA, but I am liking it now and want to be enriched. Who sent you, John? Who sent you? That's what I need to know. I need to thank them for sending you my channel. What do you think can be done to change judging? Something's got to change. Accountability, more judges, judges not in the arena watching on a TV, judging the fight instead. You want to fight. Okay, Chandler's usually gassed after round 1. Anyone who survives after round 1 has a 70%. I know, exactly. That's why I said third round of Gaethje versus Chandler. If that was Dustin in the third round, he would have finished. He would have finished Chandler if Dustin was in there. I've watched enough MMA that I think I could win. I would land mostly spin move. Okay. Who wins, Prime Silva or Izzy Silva? Oh, who wants the Long Island fight between Yair versus Ortega? I think I could see it going either way. Yair landing on the feet and maybe finishing Ortega, or Ortega getting him down and submitting him. But I lean Yair. Habib said the only way he will come back is if Conor beats Islam. He said he would avenge that rematch. Did he really? I didn't hear that. So I don't believe that. Says a person who named their channel VT. Come on. What's going on here? Habib didn't say that. Okay, there you go. Reportedly sold over 300 pay-per-view buys for $276. Yeah, that's not from a legitimate source. Let's be honest, none of us were excited to watch Izzy Cannonier. Do you think Alex could knock out Marvin Vettori? Yes, but it'd be tough. He'd probably get out grappled. I know Charles gets dropped a lot, but one of these times he's going to get knocked out cold instead of him just getting knocked down. Do you have anyone in mind that could do that to Oliveira? Chandler could do it. Fiziev. I think Fiziev might beat Oliveira. I sent John Henry. Okay, thank you. Thank you, E. I don't know how to pronounce that name, so thank you. A great, awesome man. Give the guy a friendly shout. Well, there I just did. Did have to force excitement on Izzy Cannonier. Yes, we did. What do you think about former fighters judging? I think they would be too biased for people they train with. Imagine DC as a judge. Come on now. Imagine Michael Bisping as a judge. We can't even stand their commentary, let alone imagine they're judging. Gaethje's stand-up is lethal and leg kicks can break bones. I see him beating Chandler in a rematch. What about you? Gaethje would definitely beat Chandler in a rematch. But if you're saying would he beat Dustin, I think it'd be 50-50. Reyes should fight Ryan Spann or Walker for a comeback fight. I like that. If Yuri and Glover rematch, Yan should just wait it out for an easy fight in the span of the winner of Santos versus Hill, Smith versus Ankalaev. I think they're going to wait and see what happens at Smith versus Ankalaev and give Ankalaev the next shot. Will Romero fight until he's 50? He's currently 45. I'll say yes. So John Jones a big star among hardcore fans, or can he sell pay-per-view like Conor? He's definitely not Conor, but he can sell some pay-per-views against the right opponent. If Gaethje couldn't knock out Oliveira, no one can. His punches hit the hard. I think Fiziev could. Just so accurate, so technical. But I get what you're saying. If you were a fighter with a decently big name, what would your side business be? I'd be a YouTuber as well. What was your reaction to Jones and DC fighting and throwing fists at the stare down? I thought it was kind of funny, but I also thought it was kind of corny when DC was taking off his shoe, throwing at him. If John Jones manages to beat Stipe, then Ngannou to become champ, how big is that for you in his GOAT case? That closes the door on the debate? I agree. Yeah, that's what I would say, Melly. Michael Bisping is dreadful. His commentary is so annoying. I'm just like, stay silent for real. Yeah, what problems do you have with DC's commentary? I hate everyone's commentary, so it's not just DC. How do you think Brian Ortega would do at 55? I think it'd be very interesting. I think he'd get beat up by a lot of the elite strikers, though. Any Bellator fighters you want to see in the UFC? I'd like to see Pitbull, 45. I forget which one's which. I think it's Padriki, Pitbull. I'd also like to see Corey Anderson back in the UFC. I think it was sad they let him go. But yeah, there's probably others that I can't think of. Who's a cooler guy, Poirier or Chandler? Stop it. Who do you think would win? Hold on, where did I lose my spot now? Who do you think would win in Prime GSP versus Charles Oliveira? Prime GSP. Not as corny as Lesnar storming the octagon. Oh my God. Dude, if I had a YouTube channel, I would have flipped out. So, come on, dude. Come on now. Stop. Yeah, I would just, if I had a YouTube channel back when that was just disgraceful. Sean O'Malley got robbed. Sean O'Malley got robbed. He was winning the first and second round. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did get robbed. Who's your favorite fighter of all time? Probably Anderson Silva. O'Malley, Simps are here. Yeah, somebody sent them. Yeah, good one. Sean never even eye poked it, hit the eyelid. Yeah, you're right. I saw the whole thing. Low key, think Colby has a chance against Khamzat. Oh, for sure. Doesn't mean I'm rooting for him. Yeah, I think I think that Colby definitely can beat Khamzat. I'm not super confident in that. I just like Khamzat. So I just like Khamzat. I think Khamzat's very skilled. And I think anyone that can keep it standing with Colby could beat him. Hold on 1 second, guys. Where are all these random names coming from is what I would like to know. Where are you guys finding this stream at? Let's see. Loki, okay, read that. Pedro Munoz is a quitter. Extra trolls here tonight. What's your top 5 fights of the year so far? I can't remember every good fight. Number 1, Yuri versus Glover. Yuri versus Glover is number 1. I'm trying to think of the other ones. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to remember all the great fights this year so far. What was another one? Khamzat Gilbert is up there as well. We talked about this the other day. I'm trying to keep up with this chat. Yeah, go subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe to the channel. It's just weird seeing a bunch of random names. It always makes me a little bit suspicious, guys. Makes me a little bit suspicious. Yeah, Tim Welsh is in the chat. Now, this is Sean O'Malley in the chat right now. Okay. Did Talia Santos get robbed? No, but it's debatable. Do you think Chandler's actually fake behind the scenes? I've seen people like Dustin and Josh Thompson say he's fake. It's hard to say. I don't know him officially. When Conor officially retires, who do you think takes the throne as the new cash cow? Khamzat, Sugar Sean has the best chance. I'll say Khamzat. Would you beat Miesha Tate in a fight? Probably not. I want Jordan Levitt to beat Pimlet so bad. That'd be hilarious. Me, personally, I'd be a good boy until it's okay. That's Tim Welsh, throwaway account. Yeah. John Jones versus Stipe win. UFC 279. Come on, guys. 45 people watching. Only 27 likes. Like the video, guys. That's okay. Yeah, appreciate it. Do you do these before fights? That would be cool. I do these during fights. I do videos all the time. I do streams all the time. So there you go. I do predictions all the time. Sean O'Malley said he won the fight technically because the right hand he threw connected. I have a great video on it. Go watch the video. He clearly pokes him in the eye. There's clearly medical records that says he has a scratched cornea. Just go check out the video. On my homepage, do you think Michael Page would do well in the UFC? No. He would get out grappled. He would get out grappled. Smash the light on my homepage. Okay, yeah. Michael Venom Page would get destroyed by Kamaru, Usman, Colby, Khamzat, Belal, Gilbert, Sean Brady. Found stream on my homepage. I'm going to subscribe. Okay, DC annoys me how he talks. Yes. Stranger Danger. Just rewatched Yuri Teixeira last night. It was an amazing fight. I found this because I watch a lot of UFC YouTubes, I think. Yeah, it's just been a bunch of random new names in the chat tonight. And I feel like some of these people like know each other and they're coming in, they're playing it cool, and the next thing you know, they're going to start trolling something. But you never know. Just okay. Big ups, thank you. I started out in O'Malley troll. You got a place here. Yeah. Everyone's welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. So you know what? Besides you, we're gonna take a new path here. Besides you, I think you've earned something. I think you've earned something besides you. I think I can trust you as a mod too. We need more mods. Besides you, I bestow the blue wrench upon you. You are now wielding the banhammer. You are now wielding the banhammer if you need to. Besides you, I'd be curious if Khamzat could beat Colby if the fight goes 5 rounds. That'd be the biggest. That would be the biggest wonder. Because Khamzat's cardio, we don't know how he would look like 5 rounds. Who's the underdog of the week in lock? Who's the underdog of the week in lock? I don't know who's the underdog. Really, I don't know. I don't know who is fighting at an underdog. Maybe Michael Johnson. Lock of the week is, I'll say, Rafael Fiziev. I'm not an O'Malley troll. I just think well, go watch the video, my friend. If John Jones beats Stipe, do you think if pound for pound number 1? Probably. Joey, the stream is popping on people's homepage, and now we have some new visitors in the chat. I hope that's the case, but I'm always awfully suspicious. Thoughts on October 1st main event? October 1st, garbage. We are talking about Mackenzie Dern versus Yan Xiaonan. Garbage main event. Joey knows what's up. What are you talking about? I'm just telling you. There's some people in here. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? I'm just seeing like 10 to 15 new names in here. And I'm hoping it's the algorithm blessing me. But at the same time, something's starting to seem amiss. I'm a very suspicious person. I feel like these people coming in, playing it cool, slowly amplifying it. I know how it works. But beside you, with great power comes great responsibility. I appreciate you, man. You're in most of the streams anyway. So, you know, if you ever have any questions about what to ban, what not to ban, just message me on Discord. But I appreciate you. Joey, does John Jones still have GOAT status in your eye? It's hard to say because of the PED issues. Video idea, different methods, champions recovering from training, fighting. Awesome for guys who add recovery techniques. Yeah, I'm not an expert in that, though, but thank you. I got RDA grinding this one out. Very possible. Nate out here slapping people. Burns unraveled Khamzat and almost derailed the hype train. Khamzat was gassed after round 3. His cardio isn't as good as I thought. I think it was just a heavy output fight. Why is Joey suspicious? You don't look a gift horse and a mouse. Calm down. EJ, I think I'm on to something, bro. I feel like you know what's going on here. Joey, what do you do when you got thousands going to be paranoid as hell? Nah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can deal with it, no problem. But I'm just always a little bit suspicious. Why is Usman versus Leon Edwards pressed so early? My guess is they wanted to capitalize. They wanted to capitalize on the fact that they had the big fight card coming up, and they had a lot of media there. So that's why. Hold on. Let's go. Just found the stream on my recommended. Just subscribed. I hope you did. Let's see. Guys, if you're in here right now and you have not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe right this very second. So I know you're not playing games, because I have a feeling. I have a sneaking suspicion. You're actually right. I've been playing it cool this whole time. Truth is, yeah, see? Look at Craig Reuter right there. Hello, Joey. Do you think Darren will actually corner Chris? I think it's possible. I don't know. We'll have to see. Are you hyped about Cyril Gane tied to Avasa? No. I think Cyril Gane's going to beat the brakes off of him. Is O'Malley the GOAT in your eyes? If he won the Cheeto fight, he could have been fast-tracked. Yeah, he's the GOAT in my eyes for sure. Burns didn't derail the hype train, just slowed it. He improved it for me. He sped up the hype train for me. Hot take, Fiziev will touch RDA's chin and make another passing of the torch. Very possible. Very possible. Which fighter have you been, and that's my prediction. I predict him to stop it in the 3rd round. Which fighter have you been watching the most on Fight Pass recently? I watched a few Wonder Boy fights between 2007 and 2019. It's a tricky puzzle. I don't know, man. I don't even have Fight Pass. I dive in and out of Fight Pass, but I watch a lot of ESPN Plus. For us, has most of the fights on there, and I'm just constantly researching fights. So for me, it's whatever's coming up. So I watched a lot of Fiziev RDA recently. Why does Leon deserve the title shot? He barely beat anyone ranked. Because he accepted fights with ranked guys, and the fights did not come to fruition for whatever reason. Do you think the fighters could make more money with double the fans if there was cross-promotion fights? No. They would only benefit the smaller organizations. I think Marty will dominate Leon with grappling. Very possible, but I think Leon's grappling has much improved since the first fight. UFC 276 card is only 400K pay-per-view buys. That's not from a legitimate source, so it's hard to say. Imagine if Vera beat Cruz, then gets the title shot and wins and defends against Sean and beats him. That'd be crazy. Who do you predict in Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blades, I guess? I started to read that as Cyril Gane. Um, who did I predict? I think I picked Curtis Blades for sure. Yeah, I picked Curtis Blades for sure. Ranking of the champions, Ngannou, okay. Main and co-main of UFC 218. UFC 218 was December of 2016, I believe. And I believe the main event was Max Holloway, Jose Aldo 2. But I don't remember the co-main. But I might be wrong on that one. I don't remember the co-main. Evening, Joey. What's up, Blatant Express? I appreciate you. Belal versus Brady booked. What does this mean for Khamzat? If not Colby, who can be next for him? Nate Diaz or waiting out for a title shot? For sure. Thoughts on a trans man fighting in the female division, running through divisions? I don't know, man. I've never thought about that. That would be strange. How is Arlovsky still winning? I've been watching him forever. I don't know. I think he got gifted his last decision, I think, if I remember correctly. How is Arlovsky? Okay, read that. How much is John Jones Miocic selling on pay-per-view buys? I say probably 700,000 buys, but tough to say. Yeah, I watched Fiziev Diasi the other day. Did you watch the Hanato Moicano finish? It was brutal. It was brutal. That's when I knew. I knew that Rafael Fiziev was an elite level striker. Um, I am an MVP. I wish Usman got his. Okay, come on, dude. All right, we're here's what we're doing here. There we go. We can do that. Put user in time. If we're seeing people act like clowns, we can put them in timeouts. Okay. So I can just say UFC and we'll know the main event right away. What the F? I don't know. I'm pretty good at guessing them. Holloway Aldo 2 was December 17th. Brought Ngannou Overeem co-main event. Okay, I did not remember that co-main event at all. Alex Pereira versus Adesanya. Who do you have? I'm taking Alex Pereira, but I might change my mind. Why does UFC not want Belal versus Khamzat? In my eyes, that's a god matchup. Stylistically, be an amazing fight. I would take Khamzat. I think maybe they're going to book the Colby fight, or they're just having Khamzat wait for the winner of Leon Usman. Why does UFC not want Belal? Okay, I read that. Joey, did you know in my country, India, we have free pay-per-view fight movie, all previous fight libraries? That's awesome. I did not know that. Thoughts on Bellator allowing laying prey and never standing them up? That's the commission, honestly. That's not Bellator. So I can't believe the UFC. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I knew something was going on here. Okay, now we're just banning users. We're just banning users. I knew stuff was going on here. I knew something was up, and now you guys are already. I knew you guys were gonna act like clowns. So now we're just banning people. You can make a new account. You can go unsubscribe. Go find someone new to harass. It's just weird messages here. Come on, bro. Go make a new account. Okay. Have your other friends spam so I can ban them too. There we go. I can't believe UFC will be hosting worst fight in MMA history Saturday. Chase Sherman versus Jarrett. Like, bro. And it's on the main card, too. Disturbing. Magic, I swear it was the 3rd of December. Yeah, I don't remember. But you guys can ask another one. I'll see if I can remember it. Who wins, Khamzat or Habib? Khamzat's too big for him. Who do you have in Jake versus Nate? I don't know. I guess if it's in a boxing match, I guess Jake. Did Dana say that Diaz already accepted Khamzat? Yes, he did. If Usman loses to Leon, do you think he'd retire after? No, he'd probably get a rematch. $5 holla from Blatant Express. Joey, what's the most important women's fight in history of the sport in your opinion? Thanks. Honestly, as much as I hate to say it, probably Ronda Rousey versus Liz Carmouche. Just to have the first ever women's UFC fight was massive for women's MMA in general. So probably that. Next biggest one, I'm not sure. It's crazy that Ronda Rousey started selling over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But yeah. Who wins? Already answered that. If Alex Pereira knock out Adesanya again, how would you react? How do you think Adesanya's career goes from there? I think Adesanya would rematch him, but that'd be insanity. How far do you think Mateus Gamrot can go? I can see him Islam fighting for the belt next year. I think he would be a title contender. A title contender. I actually thought Fiziev versus Moicano got stopped early. He dropped him. He dropped him, but it fell into his guard, and the ref just stopped it. I think it was over. I think it was over myself. Yeah, if it's just a boxing match, I think he wins. Big money for Nate, but maybe he can run it back in the cage. Yeah, Jake Paul's never fighting in an MMA cage, never. What if comes back and fights Figueiredo? Who are you talking about? Demetrius. Oh, okay. I was confused for a second there. I'd probably favor Figueroa at this point. What's going on here? So you think Khamzat outgrapples Khabib? Still think Khabib should be able to take him down? I think Khamzat defends the takedowns and outstrikes him. Do you think the UFC will eventually lower pay-per-view prices, considering they're losing business? No. I think that they will continue doing what they're doing because ESPN is paying them regardless. The UFC doesn't care about pay-per-view sales all that much. The UFC is getting a flat rate from ESPN. So I don't know what the numbers are. I am making up the numbers. I repeat, I am making up the numbers. The UFC is getting paid by ESPN, let's say $50 million. I'm just making up the numbers, okay? Per year to have all their events. Then ESPN takes all the pay-per-view sales. So the UFC doesn't necessarily care. Obviously, they want to make ESPN happy, but they don't really care that much. And ESPN is just drawing in subscriptions. That's what they care about. They want people subscribed to ESPN Plus. I can bet my full life support Jake will never fight in the octagon. I agree. Who you got, Khamzat or Colby? I'm taking Khamzat Chimaev. I think he stuffs the takedowns and beats him up on the feet. Screw Graham, man, that dude got a gift last time. Armin beat him 4. Yeah, it is sad. It's sad. You probably answered this already, but who do you have in Aldo Marab? Aldo, stuffing the takedowns, brutalizing the legs. It's a 3-round fight. I'll take Aldo all day. Gina Carano versus Chris Cyborg was the most influential, important MMA fight in women's history. Thanks for always answering my questions about women's MMA, Joey. No problem, Blayton. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all your support all the time. Jake has done MMA, but he got beat up bad. Maybe if it works, wrestling, grappling. Yeah, no. He's never going to do it. Who do you got, Moreno or Kai? I'm taking Moreno. 400K is a made-up number, so you think the real number is below that? I think the real number is higher than that. I mean, it's being reported by some whack-ass website. We don't even know. Maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there's not. I don't trust it. It's not being reported by any legitimate source. It sounds a bit low to me, but it's very possible. But I doubt it. Moicano got melted by Aldo, who is a bantamweight. He probably shouldn't have been a featherweight. Yeah. I always find it funny and cringy when fighters scream a war cry after they get gifted a decision. Yeah. Remember Ketlin Vieira? Anyone else think Doomsday is coming for another passing of the torch fight? Could it be Cheeto? Doms. I thought you said Doomsday. I was so confused what was going on. Dom's Day is coming for another passing. Yeah, it could very well be. The Shab of the UFC was an old P. I don't know what you're saying here. Do you think the winner of Aldo versus Merab will fight the winner of TJ Sterling? Probably not. I think Piotr Jan will be back in the title picture before you know it. I think that'll happen. Let's see. What do we got here? Great interview. I'll have to watch this. I have not seen this. But yeah, I think Dom could end up getting brutalized by Chito Vera, to be honest. To be quite honest. Chito Vera, I mean, he's so durable, so tough, so versatile, great 5-round stamina. Dominic Cruz is getting older and slower, and striking has kind of got figured out by a lot of guys. If Dom wins, I think he out-grapples him. He takes him down and controls him like Frank Yeager started to do. But outside of that, I see Marlon Vera beating him up on the feet. How far do you see Jack Shore going? I think he'll be a top 10 contender, but it's too early to say. Did you think Aldo found more success at the bantamweight than featherweight? He's definitely had some legit success at bantamweight, but I think his featherweight run is just unmatched right now. Does Chris Weidman fight again? Yes. I don't know, man. Aldo is a huge name, so they wouldn't mind putting him in there for a title. I wish they would have gave it to him before TJ Dillashaw. I'd love to see Aldo regain the belt. Chito versus Yan would be a good one. Yeah, I think Yan would beat him up and probably out-grapple him as well. So, it'd be one of those things. It's hard to say. But I think I'm pretty confident Yan would win that fight. Unlike Pedro, Chito will go for the kill against Dom. Yeah, I agree. Who should be the next for 37-year-old 12-0 Mark Madsen? I don't know. Maybe Diego Fajeda, I think is what I suggested last time. Something along those lines. It's hard to say. Especially, you got to look at the division as a whole and pick someone out. It's tough. It's tough. I think Madsen Ferreira was the fight instead of close. Yeah, I like that. I think Weidman fight again, but if he loses, he hangs it up. Yeah, I probably something along those lines. What was I about to pull up? I was about to pull up something, but now I can't remember what I was going to pull up. Oh, MMA World Rankings. Madsen's lightweight, right? If I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I forget which weight class, who's in which weight class. It's hard to remember everybody. Mark Madsen, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Drew Dober. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Grant Dawson. I wouldn't mind seeing him against, nah, that's not going to happen. Drakkar Close. Joe Selecki, maybe. Nah, that's fighting kind of back. Thiago Moises is another good option for Mark Madsen. Did you see Volcam? His thumb is literally cracked in half. How long does something like that take to heal? I don't know. It can't be that long. But that was, I did see that. Do you think Yuri would defend his title against Yan? Yeah, why wouldn't he? I think the UFC might make that fight. So you never know with the UFC, but I think it's possible. I think they're waiting to see what happens in Anthony Smith versus Magomed Ankalaev, and then after that, if Ankalaev loses by some chance to Anthony Smith, I think they'll throw Jan Blachowicz in there. What about Gregor Gillespie? I don't think Gregor Gillespie's gonna take that fight. I think Gregor Gillespie may just retire. Dude's so inactive, got brutally KO'd by Kevin Lee, refusing to take fights, got taken out of the rankings, begging for Tony Ferguson's corpse. Gregor Gillespie, he's not taking that fight. There's no way, no how he's taking that fight. Are you excited to see Ricky? Yes, I'm always am. Are you going to be streaming the RDA Fiziev card fight today? Yes, I will. At least the main card, but I'll probably come on like an hour before the main card if I had to guess. Anyone else still feeling let down of UFC 276? Yeah, dude, it kind of sucked. We were so excited, and then it was like coming down on Christmas morning as a kid, and then there's no gifts. So it was a real letdown. How crazy would it be if Usman beats Yuri to become that would never happen in a million years. What do you think about Bryce Mitchell? I think he's got elite level grappling. How far he can go within the division is tough. I don't think he's beaten Volk. He's not out grappling Volk, but I'd damn sure love to see him try. So UFC 280 hasn't been announced yet. No date and no venue. So UFC 280 would probably be in early October. So yeah, we might get a free numbered event in October. UFC 280. They don't have a date. They do have a date, October 8th. So we're getting 2 pay-per-views in October. I bet you 281 is going to be free. I'm willing to bet 281 is going to be free. It won't actually be a pay-per-view. So I think Yuri versus Glover fight is next. UFC will rebook it because I doubt it. I don't think they want they don't want Glover to grab that belt back. Honestly, they just don't want that to happen. They'd be devastated if that happened. Do you think you'll go live for 277? I don't know, man. I'm iffy. Maybe. I want to start streaming some pay-per-views. I don't want to end up doing every single one of them, though. I do enjoy sitting downstairs, relaxing on my sofa, watching on my 77-inch OLED. But now that I got this monitor, I think I might do one soon, but I'm going to do them sparingly. I'm not going to do every single pay-per-view stream. But if I do a pay-per-view stream, you guys better show up. If I do a pay-per-view stream and nobody shows up, and we don't have a semi-big stream for the pay-per-view, I'm going to be upset. Very upset. Let's see. Let's do a poll. Would you be here? Here for, hold on. Be here for UFC 277 live stream. Let's see. Let's see how many people say they would be here. I mean, there's not that many. There's not a crazy amount of people in the chat, but still. Early prediction. Oh, no, hold on. Who wins Bryce Mitchell, Arnold Allen? For some reason, I always confuse now. I lean Arnold Allen, but Bryce Mitchell might be able to out-grapple him. I'm very high on Arnold Allen. He's very underrated. Early prediction, Brady Belal. I lean Belal. The main event was poor. The card was good overall, at least a B. I'm back. Glad to see you back, dude. We had a bunch of trollers. Saw the fake face-offs between Usman and Yan. Did you find Yan that much bigger? He didn't look that much bigger, but I thought that was kind of corny. Bryce versus Mavsar would be a great grappling match. That's the fight I want to see badly. We've been talking about that in the members' Discord. Joey, fight of the year so far for me, it's Yuri Glover. Has to be. Number 2 is Khamzat Burns. Kane will show up for sure. Loyal member, and now he's going to be there. Understand 277 is big for me because you're a big women's MMA fan, right, Blayton? Is that why it's so big for you? Do you think Tony will walk away from the sport? Probably not for a while. UFC could end up having about 15 pay-per-views this year. Yeah, I think they typically have 13 to 16, something like that. I'm always here. A lot of people look for a place to go on pay-per-view nights to hear about fights. Could bring in more subs. Yeah, I've heard that. But also, there's a bit of oversaturation. There's just everyone streaming UFC pay-per-views. And that's kind of why I don't do it. It's like everyone's doing it. You know, it's just such a oversaturated market of streaming pay-per-views. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do 277. I'll think about it. Is Arnold Allen recovering from a broken hand? I have no idea. Blatant Express says yes. What would you rather see, Blatant Express? What are you more excited for? Answer me this. I'm genuinely curious. I think I'm going to end up disagreeing with you, but I'm just curious of your opinion. What are you more excited for? Amanda Nunes versus Julianna Pena 2? Or the potential Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira lightweight title fight? Which one are you more excited for? So Nate Diaz is fighting Chimaev, official. Man, really hope they do McGregor versus Diaz 3. Perfect fight at this point in their career. No. Khamzat versus Nate is not official by any means. Come on, man. We don't need to say this type of stuff in here. That's just kind of taking it a little bit too far outside of the MMA realm. Black Kool-Aid. You can ask the question in a different manner. We don't need that type of stuff there. I don't think Diaz versus Can Arnold Allen beat Max? Can Arnold Allen beat Max, Shair, and Ortega? I think it's possible. I think it's possible for sure. I don't favor him. I would probably pick him over Ortega. I think I would pick him over Ortega, but I'd have a tough time seeing him beating Yair and Max. Dan versus Tony, who you got? I'll take Tony all day. Arnold Allen versus Cater is the fight to make next. I think Arnold Allen versus like Bryce or Arnold Allen versus Emmett is the fight to make next, but I guess Emmett deserves a shot. Can you see Fiziev being the new Gaethje at 55 in terms of excitement? Yes. Pena versus Nunes by far. That's wild. That is wild. But I get it. I get it, man. You love women's MMA, so I understand. All opinions are welcome here, my friend. All opinions are welcome here. Let me take a look at something real quick. How do I do it? Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the questions coming. As long as we have questions, we will continue the stream. If you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Like the stream. If you want to support the channel, we'll switch back to this. Look at this. I am going to buy this autograph picture right here with your donations. So if you want to support the channel, donate to the channel. And I will have that hanging up in the background of every stream. So I want to buy it soon. So I'm buying it 100% on YouTube funds. Okay. Why is Charles asking to fight 5 different guys for the vacant belt and don't think Conor deserves it at all? I don't know, man. I have no idea. I think he eventually fights Islam, probably at UFC 281. Max Holloway comeback fight should be Korean Zombie. I don't want to feed TKZ to him. Joey, what do you think is the reason for Holloway's underperformance? Mean he looked off to me, took a crazy amount of damage without giving any. I think Volk is just that good. I think Volk is genuinely just that good. Sub this man. Thank you, Mad Tony. 279 is fast approaching and still nothing is announced. Getting worried we get light or get an interim title fight. Yeah, it might end up just being, let's see. Right now we got, I know it's not official, but it's looking like Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw, right? That's the rumor. It's not official yet, but that's the rumor. So, yeah. I'm worried about what we might get on that card too. I feel like anyone beating, when is that card exactly? When's the date of that? September 10th. Yeah, so it's 2 months away. People who are fighting on that card need to be training right now. I feel like anyone beating Max from now on won't get the same respect after the way Volk beat him. They will say he's washed. Agreed. Does Josh Emmett take another fight Volk, or fight for the interim title next? Probably fight for the title if Volk wants to stay active. Who is Ian Gary going to fight next? No clue, but I'd like to see him against Michelle Pajeda. Isn't it kind of annoying every fighter wants... Yes, dude, it infuriates me, actually. Why is everyone hating on Dustin? I feel like he's in his prime and only loses to big grapplers. Why people hate on Dustin? His hot sauce is great. I haven't heard anybody hating on him, but I don't know why they are. You would think they would have a stacked MSG card. Yeah, they might very well have a stacked November card. Maybe they're going to do Jones versus, maybe Ngannou's going to come back earlier than expected. They're going to do Jones versus Ngannou in November. What did you think about Yan Aldo? Oh my goodness, that was a great fight early on. The stoppage was terrible. Man, really wish Cruz versus Aldo would have happened. 2 champions for WEC killing it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I like the matchups they made though. Volk would beat Emmett so bad it would just be sad to watch. I agree. Emmett would get destroyed. But he's got that one-punch KO power, so maybe he pulls it off. He shocks the world. He shocks the world, and he pulls it off. But, yeah, I don't think he stands a chance against him, honestly. Imagine Arnold Allen versus Emmett for the interim title. Jeez. Imagine that being the main event of a fight. Volk would be, okay. I find it crazy Max star power hasn't dropped that much after all his losses. We don't know, though, because he hasn't headlined a pay-per-view since last July. So, now it's really time to see. Emmett beating, Emmett beating Volk would be a ridiculous upset. Could you imagine we got Emmett as champion? Oh, my goodness. Punching forearm, winning fights, punching forearms. Joey, what are the chances of Leon beating Usman? 20%? I'd say 40%, 50% maybe. Low-key, Brian Ortega feels overrated to me, but I don't know. I mean, his biggest win recently is against TKZ, who's clearly diminished. So, I get what you're saying. I 100% understand what you're saying. Max has only lost to Volk. Wouldn't say he's losing a lot. Yeah, but people are going to say that, though. Volk moving up to lightweight would remind me of DC moving up to fight Stipe because he was shorter by a bunch. Yeah, I don't know how Volk is going to do against a guy like Islam. Probably getting out grappled. Do you think we need to see Colby, Nate, or Dustin back before the end of the year? Yes. Yes, for sure. Joey and all y'all need to stop disrespecting T-City. We didn't disrespect him. Ortega gave Volk his toughest run lately. What? What? No. Absolutely. I mean, I guess maybe. I guess so, but that was domination too. Every Volk fight has been domination outside of the second Max fight. I mean, Ortega had 2 close submission attempts and got the shit beat out of him for every round, every second. Yair deserves more respect than I think he will get it soon. I agree. Him versus Cowboy still did over 1 million. Him versus Dustin did over 1 million. Those were after Habib lost and Dustin 2 lost. Okay. It is like guys losing doesn't affect dummies who would still believe them. What fight would you give to Tony next if you could pick? Nate Diaz is the fight I would give. Max takes a lot of damage, man. I mean, that will catch up to him eventually. I agree. It will eventually catch up to him. We'll go back to the full screen. We'll switch it up. Guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, it's at MMA Joey C. It's at MMA Joey C. Go follow me. I try to post on there. I try to tweet out stuff all the time. So there you go. Volk still above and beyond the best. I agree. I think Masvidal is getting pathetic after the Colby fight. I feel bad for him a bit. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think he'll still have good fights. I don't think Brian Ortega overrated. Most fans kind of know where he stands pretty much. Yeah, probably. I would agree with that. What's the best and worst pay-per-view in recent memory? 250 was garbage. 268 and 269 were awesome. Somebody just followed me on Instagram. My phone vibrated. Shout out to Gamebred for following me on Instagram. I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to grow the Instagram following. What's the best and worst pay-per-view in recent memory? 265 maybe? No, that wasn't terrible. I mean, 250 was garbage. 271 was pretty bad if I remember correctly. 272 was awful too. UFC 272. Let's take a look. 268 definitely the best, or 275. Yeah, 272 was the worst card I can think of. I mean, look at this main card. Straight up garbage. Ew. Rafael dos Anjos versus Renato Moicano in a co-main event. Straight up garbage. Best one, definitely 268 or 275. Alex was a class act throughout, pre-fight, in-fight, and post-fight. Just fell in love with him all over again. I'm glad you're in love with him. Early predictions for Masvidal Burns if it happens. Either Masvidal KOs him or Burns out-grapples him for 5 rounds. Star power has more with being exciting than winning. Agreed. Some people were talking about potential fight between Prime Mac at 45 versus Volk. One guy said Mac KOs him in 7 seconds. Yeah, I think Volk destroys him. I'm headed out. Peace. Get out of here, VT. Low T-City to beat, not between. Dude gave his new and improved Volk his toughest fight, man. Volk improved his style. It wasn't a tough fight, bro. But Volk was exhausted after almost finishing Bryan twice in the 3rd and 4th. Yeah, that's it. That was it. So Ortega had a decent 5th round. I forgot about that. I like Colby, but he a bitch if he doesn't fight Khamzat. There you go. Mitch and Topuria is the fight in Abu Dhabi. Who? Mitch? Who are you talking about? Bryce Mitchell and Topuria? I would love that fight. Book it right now. Hope the UFC books it. But we'll see. I don't know if they make it. There's been talk of Evloev as well. But you never know. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what you meant at first. I could not figure out what you meant. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I just seen your message. I just seen this. My bad. I wasn't paying attention. I should have been paying attention down here. And guys, by the way, I mean, what a story we have right here. Hold on, I was just messaging beside you. What a story. Beside you goes from O'Malley troll to subscriber to member to now wielding the ban hammer. I don't know why I said it like that. I mean, what a journey beside you has taken. My guy's been a member for over 6 months, and now he's out there wielding the ban hammer, helping out with the trolls. I mean, what a journey he's taken. I kind of want Israel to lose to Alex because I want to see him have to get the belt back and see if he can turn it on, because feel like he's been cruising through his fights, especially after 276. I agree. I would love to see it. The UFC hasn't been making any fights recently. Yeah, they must be talking, trying to work out deals or something. I don't know. Khamzat versus Shavkat, who would take it and why? Khamzat would probably out-grapple him. Evloev and Giga, what about them? Ortega had good moments against Volk, but it really wasn't competitive. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the UFC feeding fighters wins to build them up, starting to be more like boxing? I'm not a huge fan of it. Joey, who is the nicest guy in the UFC and the biggest a-hole on the contrary? Biggest a-hole, off the top of my head, probably Conor. Nicest guy, I'll say Volk or Aldo maybe. Quarantillo pulled out next week. Yes, I saw that. Who is your favorite lightweight fighter of all time? Probably Habib. Habib. Good shit. Still don't know why Volk isn't pound for pound number one yet. I agree. Ortega having that submission locked in deep can be as can be in the third, and Volk coming out and started to ground and pound the F out of him was legendary. Agreed. Algio fighting Herbert Burns now. I did see that too. Now that you remembered me. I'd give Wonderboy for nicest. Yeah, why? Just because he has a kind of like a corny voice? I don't think so. Respect Kane. Okay. Nicest guy. Okay, everyone's saying Wonderboy's the nicest guy. Wonderboy's the nicest guy. I'm sure he is. Okay. Continue to fill the chat with questions. I don't know how long we're going to go. We are an hour and 31 minutes in. It's crazy. These live streams go super fast now because there's just constant questions, constant stuff going on. Quick thing, because I put them all in the title. Belal Muhammad, Sean Brady, 281. I am leaning Belal Muhammad, just more experience, probably better cardio. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that one was about, Kane. But better cardio, maybe a slight striking advantage. Great test for Brady. I think Brady could definitely pull it off as well, but I'm leaning Belal Muhammad. And now it kind of leaves Khamzat up in the air, which I talked about in my video. Khamzat versus Colby is the only fight to make for the UFC right now. If they do not make that fight, pretty much the only other option is for him to wait to see the winner of Usman versus Leon, or wait for Nate Diaz. Not wait for Nate Diaz, or fight Nate Diaz, which is a very possible solution because the UFC want Nate Diaz to get devalued the worst possible way before he leaves the company because Nate Diaz wants to fight out his contract. But we'll see. I doubt that happens. I have a hard time believing that's going to end up happening. And then also Chris Curtis, Jack Hermansson, UFC London. We talked about this earlier in the stream. I believe he will stuff the takedowns of Jack Hermansson and outstrike him on the feet. And it's only 3 rounds. It's not like it's a main event. Don't have to worry about cardio issues considering he's coming in on short notice. He just had a fight camp against Rodolfo Vieira. So it's one of those things. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we'll figure that out afterwards. I might make a new tab. French fries. We'll see. We'll see. I'll talk to you afterwards after we end the stream. Thoughts on Darren Yan Shana? I think it's pretty compelling. I love the fight. Hate that it's a main event. Disgusting main event. Usman versus Israel. How would you think it would go? I think Israel would stuff the takedowns and outpoint him. Do you watch Eagle FC occasionally? Hooker hasn't been the same since Dustin. What's next for Dan? I have no idea. Hopefully a winnable fight. These lives go by super fast. Thank you, Craig. I hope it's flying by because you're just having so much fun. How do you see Holland face against top 15 at 170? Not very well. He could beat Michel Pereira. He could beat Li Jingliang. He could beat Jeff Neal. He could lose to Neil Magny, lose to Chiesa, lose to everyone else for the most part. He might be able to beat Jorge Masvidal. The first 2 rounds of Volk Ortega were competitive. Ortega kept up with his striking. Don't forget a headbutt caused him to swell up. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch that. But I don't think so. Why the Wonderboy hate Joey? He just can't help it, I guess. I think just people pretend he's nice because he's got like that, hey guys, what's going on, guys, type voice. I'm not hating on him. I just think that's the reason. I don't know if he's necessarily a nice guy or not. We're literally just going off his voice. If Tony Ferguson wants to move up to 170, I would like Tony versus Matt Brown. I like that idea. Tony versus Matt is a sick fight. Also 2 submissions, but Volk ground and pound the living shit out of my boy in round 3 and 4. And Ortega came back in the 5th and hurt Volk in the last 5 seconds. That fight was competitive war. There was multiple times that fight should have been stopped. I disagree. But I haven't seen it in a while. Brady can out-wrestle Belal. I doubt it. Tony Ferguson versus Lawler at 170 would be good. Yeah, but then I have to see one of them lose. I like the sound of McGregor versus Hooker. That's not going to happen unless it's in a back alley somewhere and McGregor's beating up on her. I thought I thought you'd have been done streaming when I finished my show. Well, you thought wrong. Conor versus Jorge at 170. That's the fight I want to see. Tony versus Brown. Randy Brown? Stop it. Anthony Pettis' career is concerning me recently. I watched him get submitted by about it. Yeah, Anthony Pettis is done, but he'll probably rack up some wins in PFL still. If Patty wins, him versus Miller would make sense. Yeah, I think so. I think he'd lose to Miller, though. I think Alex could beat Charles if he was able to survive Oliveira's submission. Yeah, you never know, though. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I've flipped back and forth, so I don't even lean a certain way. Holloway not losing to Chiesa. Yes, he would. He would get out-grappled probably. But if he can keep it standing, Chiesa has some terrible striking. Holland not okay. Jones versus Francis if Jones gets a win at heavyweight. That's the fight that I'm dying to see. I'm dying for John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. That's the fight I want to see. Volk almost beat Ortega to death if I remember right. Dude, I was worried for his well-being. I'll put it that way. Demir versus Hooker makes sense, and Demir called him out on his... Yeah, dude, we're going to feed Hooker to Demir. Hooker did it to himself. Man should never fought Islam on 10 days' notice after a fight. He had to recut the weight. Then after the fight, started cutting weight again to get to 145. I guess so, man. Bad decision, bad management, I guess. If Conor Masvidal doesn't happen, only explanation is Mac didn't want it. 100%. 100%. That's a huge fight. I think Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal might be the biggest fight the UFC could make right now. That would be within reason. I think Conor versus Khabib too would be massive, but Khabib's retired, so that's not within reason. I watched Ortega with Volk live with someone who is close to Brian. They call him family. Crazy to watch. Brutal. Yeah, dude, it was a beatdown. I was hoping his corner would stop it. I was hoping the doctor would stop it. I was hoping the ref would stop it. I was hoping somebody would storm the cage and stop it, but nope. They just watched that man get brutalized. It was a career-altering beating, and that's the second one in a few years he's gotten. I was shocked Oliveira almost knocked out Justin. He stiffened him. He was flash KO'd for sure before he submitted him. I think Holland is a great fighter. I'm a fan, but I don't think he can handle the top at 170. I agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. Conor versus Masvidal is clearly the biggest fight pay-per-view wise. Conor versus Masvidal is clearly the biggest fight pay-per-view wise. 1.5 million easy. We'll see. In today's climate, I don't know, but I would guess definitely over $1 million. Joey Hooker cut 145 on his IG shortly after the Islam fight. They did months later of Allen. I don't know what he was thinking. Yeah, I don't know. Someone got some bad advice would be my guess. Would be my best guess that he got some bad advice. And that's the reason he did it. Because realistically, he probably shouldn't have done it that quick. I mean, look at Tony Ferguson. He cut multiple times before he lost to Gaethje. And ended up getting beat up pretty badly. Let's see. There we go. I'm dying. All my Sean O'Malley videos get the worst amount of dislikes. I never look at dislikes, but I'm just checking it out right now, so I guess I occasionally do. This is the first time I've looked at dislikes in forever. It's just funny. I'm scrolling down 100%, 96%. I'm like, 86%? What's that one? And of course, it is. 72%? Oh, yep, it's that one. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 95%, 89%? Okay, that's not one. So that one just people didn't like. T-City is definitely a warrior. Jorge only wants Conor to pay for big legal fees. No way. I always thought about Randy Brown versus Neil Magny would be a mirror matchup. That'd be a fun fight. You want Figgy versus Moreno 4? Definitely. How you see Moreno versus Kai 2? First fight was sick. I see Moreno. He's just a little bit better. Super durable. Not going to get KO'd. I got Brandon Moreno. Joe, I always wonder why the Mexican fighters have a crazy chin. No idea, bro. I have no clue on that one. Maybe it's in their genetics. Tony would have beaten Gaethje if he hadn't cut weight twice. Nobody can change my mind. Okay, I'm not going to try to. I'll take your word for it. What do you think of Carlos Yulberg? Had a great win recently. Well, but what card was that on? Was that last week's? No, I can't remember. Massive finish, but not against the best opponent. Yeah, it was on June 25th. Fight before that against Fabio Schirrent was absolutely god-awful. I think he gets a little bit of hype because he trains with Adesanya and he's jacked. But I think it's too early to tell how good he is. But, I mean, I'm curious to see how he does. I mean, the light heavyweight division isn't particularly stacked. So if he can keep, stacking up wins, I think he can make his way to the top of the division a little bit. Dan didn't want to fight Islam. In another podcast, he was saying dumb move that he accepted it. Yeah, it was a dumb move for sure. I lost some respect for Masvidal after he attacked Colby, but I still root for him over Conor. Well, there you go. Yair versus Arnold Allen would be interesting. Yes, it would be. I would favor Arnold Allen. I think he's more well-rounded, but it'd be very interesting because Yair has what's his second name here? Is that not Yair Rodriguez? Oh, that is. That's just a bad spelling. Yair just has super dynamic striking, though. I'd give Tony a better chance if he wasn't training for a beef for the Justin fight. I agree. Exactly. Totally different game plan. Jamal Hill versus Ankalaev. What do you think? I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. Ankalaev. I'd probably go Ankalaev. Out-grapple him. Sean Brady by sub. Jamal Bill is fun to watch. I remember the one time guy said Vittori ain't no GSP, no Sean O'Malley, but he's pretty good. Dude was acting like Sean was on GSP's level. That's hysterical. Chandler just came and blessed the lightweight division and the UFC. I've been watching Chandler for a long, long time. His fights with Eddie Alvarez and Bellator were insane. I don't like Belal, but I feel people underestimate him. They definitely do. I do myself. I even said it in my recent video. Do you think UFC should get rid of women's MMA? No. Blatant Express would have a field day, so absolutely not. We can't do that. Also, I love watching Weili Zhang fight. Weili versus Joanna 2 was a lot of fun. Weili versus Joanna 1 was a lot of fun. I forgot what card it was on. There was a couple good women's fights on it. I think it's hit or miss, but it is what it is, man. Does Jamal Hill have the most power at light heavyweight? Him versus Yuri would be a good one. No, Jan Blachowicz does, but it would be a good one. Hill versus Jan, who wins? I'll say Hill wins. Just a little bit slicker, a little bit faster on the feet. I'm more excited for Chandler versus Islam than Islam versus Dariush. I would agree with you on that. Izzy is a boring champion to watch. How does he doesn't not bring the fight? Usman, Charles, and other champions. I have no idea. I guess he's just happy coasting to a victory. And Conor versus Jorge would have no threats of takedowns. Just like his striking would be sharp. Yeah, I agree. I'd pick Jorge in that. Jalen Turner's a huge problem. Yeah, he's a huge problem. 6'3" at 155 pounds. 2016 Conor beats Jorge in my opinion, but now not so sure. Okay. I side with Dustin on the Chandler beef. Okay. I don't really know what the exact beef is outside of the initial Dustin kind of disrespecting him when he first came in the UFC, which I thought was corny because Chandler paid his dues in Bellator. Rose Esparza 2 was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was my favorite fight of the year for so far. If Habib versus Tony happened, I think Habib would win by TKO. Yes, I agree. That's what I've said. Ankalaev is a huge problem for everyone at light heavyweight. I agree. He's very well-rounded. I think women's MMA will eventually catch up to men's. It's already come such a long way. That's what people don't realize. It has come a long way. When it first started, it was like nothing but bums. I mean, they were bums. How do you see a fighter playing out between Paul Craig and Ankalaev? We already know. Paul Craig submitted him, so I guess that'll happen again. Rose won't touch a belt again, sadly. Honestly, after that piss poor performance, that shit-stained performance against Carlos Esparza, I hope not. Islam versus Charles, most top-level intriguing fight on paper. Yes. Got to go. Have a good night. See you later, Prison Mike. I'll be streaming the fights tomorrow. Join me tomorrow for the fights. I don't understand how someone like Chandler could have haters. A true class act, and it's entertaining. I'll tell you why Chandler has haters. Chandler has a personality where it almost seems like too nice and too corny and too cheesy that you're like, there's no way this is the real him. That's why Chandler has haters. And if you understand that, you understand it. If you don't, you don't. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying. He just acts so nice and so corny and so cheesy, and people think, this isn't the real him. How do you think Dustin versus Volk would go? Dustin's volume might be too much for him, honestly. Will do. But I don't know. I'd probably pick Volk. It's tough to say. Yeah, actually, I'd pick Dustin. Dustin's volume, power differential, chin, stamina. I think he'd be outmatched. Don't be surprised if Rose becomes champ again. Okay. I think Paul Craig will become a future contender. Time will tell that one. I don't know. He gets beaten. His game plan is to get beaten to death and then pull off a submission. What's up, Antoine? My day was good. How was yours? Do you think Talia Santos is Charles Oliveira of the women's flyweight division? No. Ankalaev was beating Craig bad for the whole fight and got subbed in the last second. I know what happened. I just said that. But I guess you said that message before I said that. So a lot of people watch women's MMA now. It's crazy how far they grew. They're probably the most watched women's sport, at least top 5. I have no idea what the health of women's MMA would be. Healthy Tatiana Suarez is a bad matchup for Valentina. Yeah, but she can't get healthy. Nice, corny, and corporate. He's just a guy that does everything right in a way. Yeah. I also think Chandler gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I mean, he did adopt 2 kids, and as a black man myself, they're definitely going to need a father. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if adopting kids makes him a saint, but I get what you're saying. I just think that the people don't think he acts like he really is. They think, okay, this guy's putting on a facade. I think that's what it is. I'm not saying I feel that way, but I'm saying that's what it is. Paul Craig is heavier than Charlie Olives, of course. Paul Craig is the best, worst fighter at the moment. Yeah, I'd probably agree. Laura Murphy versus Talia Santos. Who you got? Talia Santos by murder. Tatiana Suarez versus Ashley Evans Smith. How does that fight play out? Tatiana Suarez probably finishes her. Talia would get pieced up on the feet by Bullet. Tatiana would get pieced up on the feet by Bullet. Yeah, but according to Talia Santos, it doesn't matter because you can take her down. I could see Chandler being a real... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I feel like he's just playing it up for the camera. I feel like a lot of people think that. It comes off that way. It comes off that way for sure. But you never know. Should Valentina have been deducted points for last fight? 2 headbutts, 3 Lobos. I didn't see all of them, so I don't know. I have no idea. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. We're almost on 2 hours. We're on a 2-hour stream. If you have any final questions, we'll go like 2 more minutes, 5 more minutes, whatever it might be, to answer your guys' questions. Before I go, don't forget to like the stream, and don't forget to watch my most recent video. And not only watch my most recent video, I want you to like it and comment on it as well. I did a video about Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady, and I would appreciate you guys if you help boost it in the algorithm. So I will post that link here in a second, but I'll answer the last few questions. Okay, Rack Muffin, beside you, you want to wield your ban hammer beside you? Get Rack Muffin out of here. He doesn't need to hear my opinion anymore. Ban him. Wield the ban hammer beside you. I give you full permission. I want to see you pop your ban hammer cherry on stream, live on stream. Let's read these last few questions. Let's go. Let's go beside you. Oh, man. Go make a new account, bro. We're not dealing with that type of stuff. If you want to disagree respectfully. Let's all put clapping emojis in the chat for besides you popping his wielding of the ban hammer. Everyone put the clapping emojis in the chat. Nate Diaz is still the realest dude in the UFC. Also, Bryce Mitchell. Fair enough. Outside of their personalities, do you have in Poirier versus Chandler? Luke Thomas said the winner could potentially get... I would take Poirier. Usman's becoming boring. Israel became boring. And Usman's not boring. So I don't know. One more question. What did you think about DC admitting to the towel thing? I think it's kind of corny. I think he should have kept that thing a secret. Let me see if I can find the clapping emojis. Oh, you can search? Okay, clap. Let's see. Clap. Send the emojis in the chat. There we go. I sent them. Okay. My man wielded the ban hammer for the first time tonight. Let it be known. Let it be known. Dude, who do you got in Jessica Andrade main inferior? That's a banger of a fight. I'll probably take Jessica Andrade, but I think it's 50-50. But the DC thing, I think he should have just... I mean, everyone knew he did it, so I kind of respect it. But still, I would have just kept it to myself if I were him. Chelsea on videos remind me of a weird therapy set. Dude says a whole lot of nothing. Talia Santos would be most likely stop Lauren Murphy. I agree. Also, do you really think the winner would deserve a title shot? No. I think there'd be other people more deserving. Okay, guys, before I go, what I need you guys to do me a favor. Go watch my most recent video. Banhammer back in the holster. Go watch my most recent video. I'm posting it in the chat as we speak. Watch it, like it, and comment on it. Make sure you comment on it so I know you went there from the stream. I need you guys to help me boost it in the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. I will be doing a stream for the fights tomorrow. You can watch Rafael Fiziev versus RDA main card with me. Probably a little bit of prelims as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to go watch that video and like the stream on your way out and enjoy the rest of your night.